Uh, wanted to do, this video is going to be about my recovery, which I think is more my rediscovery. Uh, Heavy metals alter your psychology. You've heard me say that a lot. Hypnosis alters your psychology. One of the things I was, watching a YouTube video, and it was about processing, like cognitive reframing, I think of what it was called, and it was talking about how anxiety is actually excitement. Um, that is something I discovered when I was in Ackworth, and there was a bunch of black kids that wanted to beat my ass because they thought I was a Mexican, uh, and I was terrified to go to school. So I went to school anyways, and I would always go in all anxious and weird. And eventually one day I was like, I want him, I did the Joker thing. I want him to hit me. Come on, come on, come on. Fucking hit me, hit me, hit me. Like, kind of things. And yeah. Went to school basically ready for a fight as opposed to being terrified of a fight. And eventually, after fighting and fighting with these kids, they eventually fucked off because it just wasn't worth the. It wasn't worth me fucking flailing and kicking, which is what I do. The thing I'm trying to get at is even the whole cowardice shit. Honestly, that's not me. That's aluminum in your brain because they poison you with aluminum. This shit kills me because it's something I've complained about forever, and it's why I absolutely hate Republicans. Is you have something that works fine, they decide they don't like it, and then they take a hammer to it, and it's it doesn't work, as they're destroying it in front of you, and you're kind of like Vanellope von Schweetz when Ralph is wrecking your car. When Ralph is wrecking her car, screaming stop, and then he just keeps doing it, and he's screaming it's good for you, okay? When he's just being a piece of shit. That's the truth. There's nothing complicated about these people, it's just control, and if you're strong, brave, outgoing, you're resistant to them. Because they're cowards, they're pathetic, they're scared, and everything's done through the fear brain. So when they meet something that's the opposite of it, they have to prove themselves right by destroying your mind. I'm going to prove that you're a coward by poisoning you with aluminum and making you a coward. I'm going to prove you're a coward by spraying you in the face with LSD and then hypnotizing you into thinking that anxiety's anxiety and it's not excitement. Okay? I'm going to prove by altering your mind, because reality's subjective, and I know in their brains they go, I know it's subjective because I use the unconscious mind, and everything to the unconscious mind is subjective because it doesn't know how to actually navigate reality. This is how stupid people think, and I would argue that this shit can be on a evolutionary level completely a complete hindrance to the development of mankind as a whole. Okay? Which is probably really serious. And I get that people absolutely love the baboon brain. I get it. People in the church, they think the baboon brain's the best. They think being neurotic and weird is amazing. Okay? In my opinion, you're just disgusting people, and you really shouldn't go around destroying other people because you're disgusting. Just be disgusting on your own. It's not hard. I was thinking about it, and even Stu threatening me was one of my, oh, I'm gonna kill you. Woo! In my brain, it was kind of excitement. Okay? The fear and shit came through chelation therapy when there was pieces of heavy metal being ripped out of my nervous system, and my nervous system wasn't functioning right. And honestly, I don't think on a neurological level I will ever be functioning right, because this is what happens when you destroy people's brains. Okay, this is what happens when you wreck somebody's mind because your dumbass thinks you have the better brain than the creator. Okay, holy shit, do you gotta have arrogance to say that you have the better brain than what evolution gave you? I have it, it's right here, we're so superior, we murder everybody, and everything's under the threat of death, because fear, 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 and if you don't feel it, I'll poison you with heavy metals till you do. What are you doing? One of the things, I just wanted to talk about this shit. Remember Anal Eating Mummy God giving me pointers? And I didn't fully agree with his pointers. Because he was like, stop cursing. Cursing's an outlet. Okay? It's an outlet for frustration and aggravation. He told me, quit calling people stupid. All this thing about idiots and be respectful to stupid people was the entire thing, and I basically told him, no, it's an outlet for my frustration that they're willfully stupid. And then he was like, and stop masturbating. And I was like, I'll do that when you stop popping LSD, because the LSD in this church is the replacement for masturbation. And these guys are chronic users of LSD. They got fucking LSD eyes. You ever meet anybody with crazy, crazy, hard blue eyes? They're on they pop mountains of LSD. If you ever meet anybody with dark black eyes, like the really black eyes, there's a high possibility they're LSD addicts. Look at any FBI or CIA member. They use mountains of LSD. Okay? Mountains of LSD. And they're like, oh, don't masturbate, but do pop LSD, which, why do people masturbate? It's to get dopamine. Why do people pop LSD? It's to get dopamine. But only one of these things actually burn out your neurological inhibitors, your neurons. They burn out your neurons and then they stop working. There's a girl, remember, this shit was funny because this wasn't even something, she's a YouTuber, like really big boobs, and she did a video that she needed to take pills to boost her neurons, and her condition is directly associated with dropping mountains of LSD. That is how miserable these people are. And they are miserable because, once again, sorrowful soul. Why do you have a sorrowful soul? You're not in alignment with your values. Okay. Take it in the ass mentally, physically, and emotionally. What's that do? Depression. You're going to be popping LSD. In every cult, there's always some type of drug everybody is codependent on. Because the cult makes them miserable. And then the cult tells them the misery's good for them because the world out there is dangerous. The world out there is scary. The truth is, it's the cult that is scary. It is the cult that is dangerous. I kind of wish I could have recovered faster, but I don't have money or assets to recover faster. I can sit around moping about that forever. It'll do me no good. I have to continuously reprogram my mind from the programming that was done by dumb bastards. And even the wives out there in the desert are dumb bastards. Blondie is a dumb bastard, okay? Stu is a dumb bastard. Nothing more, okay? It is only mean bastards you must hang, but it is mean bastards you must hang. What happened to this chick, the guy that started this church, getting beat to death and having his head chopped off, was justice. And that is what should happen to every church leader. Okay? I mean, we don't live in that world, but if we did, holy shit, could we develop as a society and become something truly beautiful, as opposed to the wallowing in misery these losers do, and they're like, oh, I'm so tough because I self-immiserate. The equivalence to these people is if you met somebody that was just suffering's good for you, but they themselves didn't want to suffer, so they were just popping LSD. Like... One of the other things is I just remembered this stupid quote from this guy that was telling me, like, oh, the church made him a man. And they say it like that, and you just giggle, because if you know psychology, they're emotionally stunted. They're the furthest things from a man you could be. And this guy is severely emotionally stunted. And I was like, okay, cool, but now because as a man, you just let the church make all the decisions for you. You let them control everything, and you just take it in the ass mentally, physically, and emotionally because you're a man. And I remembered this response from him where he either didn't perceive the world in that view or he was too stupid to understand that he's the furthest thing from being masculine. And I wanted to talk about this. The group psychology, the enmeshment of the church psychology. Uncle Ruckus will probably forever be codependent on the church, along with every other loser that's in the church, because this is the thing about this system, is it creates codependence. And let's talk about it. You commit an atrocity, so they send you out to murder somebody, and then somebody gets a sneaking suspicion of what you did, and let's say you kill that person, but that person notified other people, okay? This is a thing with them. They will murder somebody, and then somebody will slip information, or somebody will drop something, or some memory card, or some pictures on a cell phone get out, and then they just keep murdering people to cover it up, cover it up, cover it up, okay? This is why murder should be the last response to every situation. But it's their first response. Kill, 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 veins in my teeth, death, death, death. And what happens when you do that? Let's say you're a normal person, this church convinces you to murder somebody, it was an innocent person, you killed them, and now their family wants to murder you. Now you have to hide in the church. You have no choice. You have to cower and hide because you've done pissed off people because you're an idiot. The word's called accountability. And if it was me, I'd be like, the church made me do it. I'm under the threat of death. I'm a really stupid person. I joined these people willfully. I got raped in the ass. And don't ever go to this place. It's pretty horrible. These people are disgusting. And I'm sorry about your kid. Or wife. Or husband. Or whatever the case may be. These people aren't going to do that because accountability is not a thing with them. It's not. So... And I think about, as I was talking about my brain, I could literally feel my brain physically changing, which I believe is a side effect of the heavy metals leaving it. But I also now believe that is neurons and nodes and shit coming back online to function again. Once again, I think I'm starting to process anxiety and fear in the way that I used to, as opposed to the way that it was assigned to me by aluminum poisoning and hypnosis. If you ever find yourself hypnotizing somebody else so you can win, you're not a superior being, you're an asshole. Okay, if you ever find yourself poisoning somebody so you can win, you're not a superior being, you're an asshole. The only thing you've proven, especially what if you poison them and they win like I did, is how grossly incompetent you are. Grossly incompetent. And because you've learned how to cheat, you've learned how to lie, you've learned how to poison, you don't know a way to be resilient, you don't know a way to be truly superior, and you don't know self-discipline. You have no self-discipline, so you can't compete. And that makes you have to cheat because of how you think. Okay? Yeah. Like I said, I've been cognitive reframing, and neural programming takes a long time. Somebody can fuck up your mind in one hypnosis session, and you can use hypnosis to fuck somebody up, not just help them. You can use it the other way around. This is like heavy metal shit. People, for some reason, take it as a joke, and I'm willing to bet it has something to do with these church members going, it's a joke, it's not bad for you, look at me, I'm totally normal. Like, great. Yeah. He's normal. One of the funnier events I remember now was that Gannon guy when we were at Papa John's, and I think this may have been one of the few times anything got interpersonal with that loser, where he was like, look at me, I have lots of personality, and everybody in the store just turned and looked at him and didn't say anything. It was as if he didn't recognize that we all knew he was a caricature. I can act like Ed, at random, but I do not act like Ed 24/7 to hide. Everybody in the store recognized they didn't know that man because he never gave anything of himself. So no, he does not have a personality. And I remembered this awkward stare from him as everybody in the store just kind of apathetically looked away nervously because nobody wanted to tell him, you don't have a personality. You're a caricature. You're fun to watch. Like TV. Or the Kardashians. I've never been a fool like that in my life. Even when I acted like Ed in school. It's me, butter toast gravy. Like, whenever I did any of those things, I was fully aware people were tuning in for the spectacle. They weren't tuning in because they actually liked me or agreed with my political views. I'm not that stupid. But in their brains, everything happens all at once. It's all a swirling tornado of garbage that's unsorted, unregulated, and unconnected to anything. And I just, even after this shit was done, and once again, one person, and dude, maybe it's just the truth. It's where we're at. Like, George Miller, somebody just did the right thing and gave me money so I could get chelation therapy. If somebody had told me I had heavy metal poisoning, and this is the thing, you couldn't just tell me that because I was retarded on heavy metals. Okay. I worked with a guy one time that would, when his blood sugar got low, he would start acting weird. I don't know what that disorder is, but there was sometimes he would act so weird, we would try to give him a drink and he would refuse to drink it. Like, give him something with sugar in it so that he would stop acting weird, and he would refuse to drink it and continue to spiral out of control. And it was because he was that far gone. He didn't know any better but to drink it. And we worked with a dude that was much bigger than him, and he would just snatch his ass, grab him like he was a little kid, grab his mouth and dump the drink into his mouth and force him to drink it against his will. And then after he drank it, he'd be like, oh, thank you guys for doing that. Oh my god, I didn't realize how far gone I was. Like, that is what probably should have happened to me. And these guys that are like, oh, we're so capable. Oh, you're not capable of giving me EDTA. You're not capable of doing anything functional. You're capable of breaking into my house and stealing my presidential pardon. But you're not capable of actually helping me. That makes you a useless person by definition. Yeah. Freaking life's unfair. And people that go, hey, it's unfair, so let's make it more unfair, are just assholes. There's nothing good about destroying other people. And once again, you destroy other people, you destroy your chances at becoming successful in life. That's all you've managed to do. Congratulations, you shot yourself in the foot because you're insecure. Yeah. I guess I'm just gonna cut it here.